This is the hello Brass, hello Mr. Rockville, hello. Please tell me what country you're from. I'm driving. Welcome, Sondo Cliff House Hotel. Wow, I know the Cliff House Hotel, a great hotel in East Cork. We're close to Waterford, actually. Anyway, look, I'm. The reason I call this avoiding danger is that I wanted to tell you I've got my iPhone propped up against the windscreen and the dashboard of the car. I have no intention of touching it, and even though I'm driving to Cork in Ireland, near the south coast of Ireland, and I'm driving from a country town called Mallow, Mallow. I was at a meeting of Toastmasters. That's an organisation set up, hello Morgan, set up to RT. Hello RT, welcome. Love to know what countries you're from, people. It would be just lovely. But Toastmasters is all the way around the world. Morgan, hello again. Around the world, and toast, yes. It's all about, I hope I'm not shouting too much, but it's all about how to be better at public speaking. And I was at an area competition, and one of the person who won, they're very good. I am a Toastmaster. Yes, in Ireland we make very good toast. It would be one of our main foods. And my goodness, Adrian, Turbo Stream. There are a few of the people here who I know because we're part of a Toastmaster at a wedding. Yes, absolutely. You'd want to be at a wedding. Some people here have been on an audio podcasting platform called Audio Boom. And I just want to say hello to them. The danger might be, yes, it might be dangerous. And, if you think I'm being too dangerous, please let me know, because you could tip me one way or the other. I'm way hands off, and I'm not making it my number one priority to be able to say hello to you when you come on stream, but I'm driving along. Give us a toast. Right. To all those who have recently joined Periscope and are wondering how they can possibly make their mark, have a more enjoyable time, make something more meaningful, and be more helpful to other people, I give you a toast. Would you please raise your coffee cups, your teacups, your glass of water? If you're in the Cliff House Hotel, you might be drinking an aperitif before dinner even. But wherever you are, I ask you, please, have a drink. Have I met anyone famous? Yes, I have. I've met a few people who are famous. Let me just say, what about the guy who wrote the music for Riverdance? Would that be famous enough? Now, I haven't met Madonna. I haven't met any of those kind of people. But I'm driving into Cork. I'm driving into Cork from Mallow. The guy who wrote Riverdance, named Bill Whelan, he wrote the music. If you've never seen the show live, that's the place to see it, I have to say. Indeed. Netherlands? No? Not sure. That's a very good question. Who else have I... Well, what is it to be famous? Let's be clear about this. There are people who are famous in their local housing estate. They're known to everybody. There are other people who aren't known at all. There are people who are famous in their locality. This person doesn't fancy river dance. I think that probably means that you don't fancy dancing in a river. Well, okay. Mexico. Hey, hello, Mexico. I've been to Tijuana and Nogales. I know. They're some of the worst things. Oh, I'm really, really old. Can I tell you I'm really old? If I tell you that All right. Promise you won't tell anybody else. I'd just like you to promise somebody that you won't tell anybody else. I was born on the same day as America was discovered. 12th of October. Yeah, that's when my birthday is. So please don't tell anybody. Midlands, UK. Oh yeah, places like, I suppose the Midlands is Birmingham, isn't it really? And a bit north of there, Stoke, and I should go to the beach in Mexico. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm not proud of the fact that I went to Nogales and Tijuana, but it was a very long time ago. And I remember and I think it was Nogales I first saw it. I remember I was coming from the west of Ireland, really from the west of Ireland, a really, you know, pretty protected place, but I saw divorces, marriages, and something else. I saw those advertised freely, you know. I'm not sure whether they also advertised abortions. I don't know if they did, and it would be wrong of me to say they did. But certainly for me, the notion that you could get a quickie divorce was a complete... Hello, Turbo. Hello, Turbo. Hello, Adrian. Yeah, do I come to the UK? Yes, I do. Not often enough. I lived there for 30 years. I lived in London for 18 years, and I lived in the West Country. Ended up living in Bath. Was in a place called Bradford-on-Avon, and I worked in Bristol too. So 18 years in one place and 12 years in the other. You could hardly believe the time has slipped by. And then I came to Ireland in 2005. I left here in 1975. Came to Ireland in 2005 on what I would have to say I've often called an anthropological field trip. I really hadn't a clue what went on in Ireland over the years that I'd been away, and it felt a very strange place to me. It wasn't one that I was still familiar with. It had changed a lot, and I had changed a lot. So going back to a place you've come from, I grew up in Ireland, I went to school, I went to university, I was a teacher, I used to teach people sociology. So I did all of those things in Ireland, and then I dropped out of academia, and that's another story. I went to London and had a terrific life over there. The denominator, welcome denominator, welcome. How long have I been in Toastmasters? About 5 or 6 weeks, that's all. So I have all the enthusiasm of a recent convert. If you know anything about Toastmasters, I'll tell you I've done my icebreaker. Yeah, that's the #1 speech. When you join Toastmasters, folks, you have, well, one way of describing it is you've got a book which says, here are your first 10 speeches. Good afternoon, denominator. Good afternoon. And I have to try and remember everybody's first name. I really wish they would say it, because, I mean, for example, denominator I know. We've had good number of chats, even in the last few days, and I'm really, really, you know how you have somebody that you feel very favourably disposed towards? Yeah, so denominator would be in that category for me. And but I can't remember his name, his first name. I hesitate. Something tells me it could be Keith, but I make an excellent Toastmaster. That's really good of you. Thank you very much. Yes, although I've actually this afternoon, I must tell you, Adrian, that I've been watching 6 speeches that were entered into the World Speech Making. Brad, right? Brad, I am going to. You know how you can remember somebody's name? The first thing you do is you say it to them immediately. They tell it to you. Then 10 seconds later, you say, Brad, I'm definitely going to remember your name. Yes, I grew up in a house where my mother and father used to toast coffee beans. The coffee beans would go on a big metal sheet into the top of the aga. We had an aga, so went in there. I think they might have been overnight. And although that seems a bit excessive to have coffee beans in there, so they went from being kind of, a little off green and grey to being roasted. And I grew up that way with, mind you, I didn't drink any coffee while I was living at home in the first time I was there. I do drink coffee now, and there's a place in Cork, in case anybody's interested in a really fine coffee place. It's called Filter Cork. You can find Filter Cork. Well, they have a Facebook page. If you put in Filter Cork, you'd find them. But it's a small little place. And I've done a few of course, the problem is you do a few periscopes and they disappear within 24 hours. So I suppose I could do a whole series in my favourite coffee house. And, it could be the same one all over again, every time. Anyway, that's just joking. But yes, Toastmasters, I bet, oh yes, I will look at somebody who likes coffee. What is your favourite coffee house or place in the world, please leave me a message to say that, because I would like to add to my knowledge of good coffee places in the world. So if you have a favourite coffee place, now I'm actually talking about serious coffee places, to be truthful, although if your favourite is McDonald's or your favourite is Starbucks, I guess I'll find that interesting as well. But I'm more interested in bijou coffee places where, you know, they have very special coffees there, and they make it in a special way, so that you're actually feeling you're getting artisan coffee. Anyone else here into artisan coffee? I think you know what I mean. By the way, this is on my way home. I'm now into Cork City, and I'm going on what's called this is the Northern Ring Road in Chiapas, Mexico, and Veracruz. Veracruz I've heard of before. If in case that is Veracruz, right? I have heard of Veracruz before, but I can't think how, you know. Oh well, you know, it works that way sometimes, the memory. What can I tell you? This got a whole load of gorse here, people. Whole load of gorse. A tea person. I'm a sort of, yeah. Adrian, you're a tea person. Are you tea all day? Or do you do anything by any chance of starting the day with a tea and then going on to a coffee? Or anything like that? And is all your tea what I would call a bog standard? Oh, the produce of a lot of beans, yeah. Yeah, they're a produce of a lot of beans, right? I'm afraid I'll have to ponder that one. Where do I go on holidays? Well, last year I went to a painting holiday in the south of France for 1 week, and that was a holiday at which we were taught to paint. Taught to paint. I'm a complete novice, by the way, and after that I did big mistake, went over the border into Spain to the Costa Blanca. Costa Blanca, don't ever go there, it's completely over congested, there isn't enough room to move around, fiercely hot, and not enough shelter for me. Best holiday I ever had, I have to say, nobody's asked me this, but I'll tell you, the best holiday I ever had was probably Egypt. Tea all day except in the hangout with McColgan. Oh really? So McColgan gets McColgan, by the way, is in Scotland, for those of you who nearly all of you wouldn't know who McColgan was. He's a big podcaster in Scotland, and try this one, Cafe Punta del Cielo. Okay, you've got me, I've got it. I will definitely go on the internet for that one. Yeah, I will try that one. And pepper, I think. I guess my pronunciation is crap, but yeah. So I'll definitely do that. Where was I? Oh, holidays. Egypt was the best, I have to say. Flew to Cairo, a few days in Cairo. Went to the pyramids on the back of a camel. Unbelievable experience. Well, it is a believable experience. People have done it, but it was great. It was warmer inside the pyramid than it was outside. That'll tell you. It was in about, I think it was in February. The thing about filter coffee in Cork is they do all the usual espressos and lattes and all that, but they make their filter coffee in a very special way. Oh yes, that word crap, it does, absolutely. Yeah, we got craps. I was in Vegas once in my life and I played craps, and then of course Thomas Crapper made the flushable loo. I think he probably was the inventor. Now that is not, I'm not making that up, Thomas Crapper, check that out. And of course to say that something is, well, I'll called rubbish, that's another one. If you have another meaning of crap, I'd love it. That's true. Thank you. Yes, denominator. Thank you, Brad, for well, you know what, when the first time I came across Nespresso, I got really buzzed. I thought, this is wonderful. It was better than a lot of coffees that I was used to. But no, I'm afraid I'm not an espresso person. I find it very samey, very I mean, it's good. It's a terribly good business model.